As hunters gear up for the firearm deer season, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources wants to help hunters avoid common violations to make sure the season is fun and safe for everybody. As Michigan hunters set their sights on the 2020 firearm deer season, Michigan DNR conservation officers have provided a list of the 10 most common hunting violations they encounter every firearm season. Fortunately, most of these violations can be easily avoided. So let's check out the list. At number 10, harassing hunters. Conservation officers investigate acts of hunter harassment, which is when a person or organization intentionally sabotages another hunter's opportunity to take game. Example of this include spraying repellent around a hunter's blind, creating loud noises, using barriers to prevent access, or destroying hunter equipment. Michigan law prohibits this kind of behavior, and hunter harassment is a misdemeanor offense. Next up is legally shooting game at the right time or season. One of the most common complaints to the DNR's Report All Poaching hotline is shots fired after dark. A hunter may legally shoot game 30 minutes before sunrise or up to 30 minutes after sunset. The regular firearm season for deer starts November 15th and ends on the 30th. At number 8, conservation officers stay busy responding to calls about illegal baiting in portions of the Upper Peninsula. Baiting and feeding are banned in the entire Lower Peninsula and portions of the UP, except for hunters with disabilities who meet specific requirements. In approved Upper Peninsula baiting areas, 2 gallons of bait can be spread in an area that measures 10 feet by 10 feet on commercial forest land. Bait must be brought in each night unless the landowner has given permission. Use bait sparingly to help curb the spread of deer diseases like bovine tuberculosis and chronic wasting disease. It is the responsibility of all hunters to clean up after themselves. Littering is a common problem. This could include leaving propane bottles, hand warmer wrappers, food wrappers, bottles, and other trash, which causes problems for animals, people, and the environment. Confrontations over hunting spots or illegally posting trespassing signs of state-managed public land happens every year. Conservation officers are asked to help resolve these disputes and say the main reason for these situations is usually last-minute hunters who randomly pick a spot. The solution, according to conservation officers, is researching and scouting the land you plan to hunt before hunting day. Regardless of who constructed, purchased, or tends to blinds, when they're on state-managed public land, they're available on a first-come, first-served basis. However, at number 5 is trespassing. Remember that if deer runs into private property, the hunter cannot retrieve it without the landowner's permission. Respect landowner rights and posted trespassing signs. This also contributes to number 4 on the list, committing safety zone violations. Each year, conservation officers investigate property damage caused by firearms. You aren't allowed to hunt with a firearm within 450 feet of an occupied structure unless you have permission from the landowner. So make sure you know the area you'll be hunting, including nearby buildings and properties. Coming to the top 3 at number 3 is being unfamiliar with a firearm and how it functions. Take the time to familiarize yourself with your firearm and make sure it is properly sighted and functioning before you go hunting. Being able to safely handle your firearm is an important part of being a responsible hunter. In the second position, some hunters remove their orange clothing once they get into deer stands or blinds. In the excitement of getting a deer, hunters may forget to put their orange clothing back on, which is extremely dangerous. Hunters are required by law to wear hunter orange as the outermost layer of clothing at all times. The DNR recommends wearing as much hunter orange as possible to increase visibility to other hunters. Finally, the number 1 hunting violation the Michigan Department of Natural Resources conservation officers see every year is using the wrong tag or improperly filling out a tag. Conservation officers often see the wrong kill tag on game, which is oftentimes a simple mistake made in the dark and can easily be corrected by retagging the deer as soon as you notice the error. Before field dressing or moving the deer, kill tags should be filled out and properly placed on the deer. Remember to include the month and date the deer was taken and the deer's gender and number of antler points. By avoiding these 10 common mistakes, you can ensure you will be safe and enjoy an exciting hunting season. As a reminder, if you see a natural resource violation, immediately call or text the Report All Poaching hotline at 1-800-292-7800. Information can be confidential and in some cases receive monetary rewards.